No Nay Never's bred to be a good 2-year-old, and he was an exceptional 2-year-old.
No Nay Never is a horse that when I first started breaking him, training him, he was a beautiful colt and did everything right. As soon as we went to breeze him, from his first breeze on, I knew he was something very, very special. And the closer we got to his first start, he showed that he was probably the best horse that I'd ever had.
Sent off odds on for his debut in a 4.5 furlong maiden at Keeneland, No Nay Never got the job done despite missing the break.
No Nay Never by 2 lengths. No Nay Never hanging tough thus far against the challenge of Solitary Ranger. And No Nay Never will take it for Joel Rosario.
Sent straight to Royal Ascot for the Group 2 Norfolk Stakes, he dwarfed his rivals in the preliminaries.
Wes Ward's horse, who stood out in the paddock that day, brings 2 words to mind: beast mode. He was a very impressive horse physically.
Well, this horse just looked head and shoulders above the rest of the paddock, didn't he, Mick?
Well, I've seen him in the stables the last 2 mornings, Claire, and I was just drawn to him straight away. I thought it was a 4 or a 5-year-old. This is a 2-year-old. He looks like a men against boys.
Just really felt like at that stage that he was, you know, way, way farther superior than I felt like any of the other competition would be in the race.
As No Nay Never is headed by Ambience, Royal Mesian between the two, and then on the left Coach House travelling well, Wind Far in behind Coach House, and then Green Door down the centre of the course, action towards the far side inside the final furlong. No Nay Never is battling back very gamely on the near side and forging on again from Coach House and Wind Far, and it's going to go to the American horse, and No Nay Never saw out the trip in tremendous style to win the Norfolk Stakes. What a good colt he must be. Well, No Nay Never. We're used to the Wesley Ward trained horses blasting off in front, showing tremendous speed, but once they're headed, they tend to fall back. Not with this horse, No Nay Never. He came again, and he was very robust at the finish. He must be very smart indeed. Joel Rosario, the winning rider.
He's bashed the side of the stalls, lost ground, then powered his way to the front, then hung on here. This is a very, very good horse.
Superstar jockey Gary Stevens, now riding again at the age of 50, said that he's a freak, but a freak in a good way.
Sensational, considering he came sideways out the stalls and you nearly lost your jockey.
I tell you what, you know, it's one little issue he's had. He kind of sits in there and he kind of gets relaxed, and he broke slow in his first start, and he broke slow again today, but he came through for us.
I was just saying on air, you probably don't know this, that's the fastest time ever recorded by a 2-year-old at Royal Ascot.
Well, that's what we expected.
Running 58.8 seconds despite a slow start and running green. It was a tremendous performance, and we went on to see in the pre-morning exactly what it was worth when No Nay Never beat 2 subsequent Group 1 winning fillies in Rysina and Vorda in great style.
No Nay Never has kicked at the 200. Gelotta in second placing. Vorda to the outside begins to run on, but it's No Nay Never. No Nay Never bounds clear. Vorda late, but No Nay Never. 3 starts, 3 countries, 3 wins. First in a Group 1. And No Nay Never has won it.
And he was very impressive in the pre-morning, and it was a strong race as well form-wise. So that was clearly a key performance for him as regards his future as a stallion.
After finishing his 2-year-old career unbeaten, No Nay Never's next start on grass came in the 5.5 furlong Grade 3 Woodford at Keeneland, where he won despite a 7-month layoff.
No Nay Never, 7-month layoff, trying to reach the wire, has the lead by 3. Sharp Sensation second. Mongo Bull is running late on the far outside. No Nay Never, Sharp Sensation. Mongo Bull is coming on. No Nay Never, yes!
Really impressive performance as a 3-year-old at Keeneland, showing great speed, adaptability. He could cope with turf, he could cope with dirt, he could cope with synthetic surfaces, and he comes from a magnificent sires lineage of 2-year-old production. Indeed, the sires going back 5 generations have all won Group 1 races. He's by a Coolmore stallion in Scat Daddy, himself by a Coolmore stallion in Johannesburg, himself by a Coolmore stallion in Hennessy, himself by Stormcat, who was of course by Storm Bird, who I remember seeing as a stallion at Ashford, Coolmore's American base back in the mid-90s. So it's an extraordinary paternal line of 2-year-old speed and precocity and class.
Jerry Bailey commented, if you were ever to paint a picture of a horse, this would be the most beautiful specimen of a racehorse that you could ever see. He's black as coal, and he's got just a beautiful shoulder and high withers and hindquarters on him, and really wide between the eyes to where he's very, very intelligent head, and he really is an unbelievably intelligent horse, probably the most intelligent horse I've ever trained.
So No Nay Never is the 6th horse in this male line to do so.
It's No Nay Never. Here's Ageless on the outside at a huge price. Toward the inside, tight end touchdown. Sweet Swap is there too. And on the far outside, Bobby's Kitten with a flying finish.
That race sort of favors older horses, older seasoned horses. So he was a 3-year-old facing olders, and with only 5 total races that were spaced out since the beginning of his 2-year-old year. So I think there's a lot left in the horse, a lot left to prove, and so hopefully the progeny he has will go on to show what he can really do.